Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. So, a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I asked if anyone had any videos that they would like me to make because I wanted to do kind of like a business video. And then what ended up happening was DIY Semi said I should do something on insurance, like health insurance for like being an owner operator. And I believe I can't remember exactly, but I thought it was a good idea, and then I'm just getting around to it now. So that's what the video is going to be on. If you guys have any other ideas that you'd like videos on, just let me know, and then when I have time, I will make the videos if I know anything about it. So it was a timely video because I had just tore my Achilles tendon playing basketball, hobbling around. Now for the last couple of months, I'm dealing with that. So I don't exactly know what DIY exactly. I mean, I think he just thought it would be a good topic, so I'll just talk about it. So, there's a lot to say. It's a huge conversation, but I guess I'll start off with just being an entrepreneur. Used to be perceived by myself as more risky than working for a company, because that's kind of just like what everybody says. But like as you get established, and I kind of feel like it's way more risky working for somebody else than it is just working for your own business, that you know what you're putting into it. And as long as you're not being just screwing off and being lazy, you're in control of your own destiny. Now that, like I say, if you were screwing off and being lazy and tricking yourself into acting like you're doing something, then that's, you just have to look at it like, if I am the boss and I was to hire myself, would I hire myself? Yes or not? Yes or no? And if it's yes, then that could be risky. But so starting off by saying that one of the things that is conceived as risky is, it is risky starting a business, but being an entrepreneur, and then going from being an entrepreneur to being an established entrepreneur are kind of two different things, I would say. But when Callie and me started, it wasn't like one of us had a good paying job and then the other one was doing an entrepreneurial endeavor. It was just, we worked together to get to a different place. And so we didn't have health insurance. So one of the things about my Achilles tendon was I hurt it playing basketball. And I haven't played basketball since before Parker was born. Quite a few years before Parker was born. And I believe one of the reasons that I didn't was, just thinking back on it, was because I didn't have health insurance, because we were working on, all the money that we had was going in. We were gambling, basically. I'm not recommending that you guys gamble on your health and stuff like that, but I think I just didn't think it was a good idea to play basketball because I didn't have insurance and this and that. So, and then I didn't want to spend the extra time on it, because at one point in my life, every available minute that I had went towards trying to figure out a way to get ahead in life. So, and now it's not like that, but for a lot of years it was. So, I guess to just keep on building money to reinvest. When I was younger, like I said, Callie and me, there's been times where we haven't had health insurance. It wasn't a priority for us to have. But then once we had kids, or once Callie was pregnant, I'm pretty sure that then we qualified for low income in this. I don't know what states this is, but in the state of Minnesota, they have programs for basically people, if you don't make a certain amount of income and you're having a child, or if you don't have health insurance or whatever, then they assist with that. So that's how that worked. And we were on that for quite a few years, because even this has to do with taxes, and I don't know, people don't understand this a lot of times, but you can have $1 million business, but which we didn't have when our kids were young, but I'm just giving you an extreme example. So you can have $1 million, you can gross $1 million a year, but you're only paying income on how much profit is in your business. And that's how, maybe this would be a good example, because this is how health insurance works as well, if you're getting qualified with the state. So if you don't claim any income on your taxes, then you would also qualify for low income for health insurance, which is a lot easier to do when you have multiple kids. It's not easy to do if you don't have any kids. So, and then, so eventually we didn't qualify for that anymore. So basically the steps were, when we were first getting started, the first step was, save as much money, be careful, and know that you don't have health insurance, and it's something that you need to get as soon as you can. That was for us. I'm not suggesting that for you guys, but now what I would suggest is probably what I just have now, which is pretty good. But basically, you can get cheap stuff. I mean, the main thing is you're working towards financial independence, and all as a person that doesn't, like, what I'm worried about is like a major thing that's really going to set you back. Anything else, it's just like you just figure it out and pay for it. And I'm calling a major thing over $10,000, so I guess you just don't want a major setback. But, well, if you have something like that, it's probably going to be a major setback, but financial setback. So, that was the first thing that we did after we didn't qualify for low income anymore, was major medical. And then, so you don't pay that much a month, and then you basically just only are covered when something major happens. So, which nothing major ever happened. And then now I don't know exactly what it's called, but everybody just calls it like Christian insurance. I don't know, because Callie does it, but so we have that, and it's basically a self-pay program. And then I didn't even know what it meant until I just tore my Achilles tendon. So so what that self-pay means basically is that for specifically my Achilles, I had to pay for everything out of pocket, and I had to come up with all the money for anything that's non-emergency. So my Achilles tendon technically was a non-emergency to have the surgery. So it cost, out of pocket, I had to come up with probably just under, I would just say $20,000. So and I could put on a credit card or whatever, but if I didn't, so I did have to do that. So I had to come up with $20,000 for my Achilles tendon because it was a non-emergency, and it was like I opted to do it type of a surgery. So then they paid for the surgery itself, but then like this boot that I have off right now, this boot, like I have to pay for that out of pocket, so they don't reimburse me for that. They don't reimburse me for, I guess, anything like that. But the actual procedure and everything like that, then they're 120 days out on reimbursing that, I believe. I could be off on that, but I mean, the main thing is to me, it seems like overwhelming because, like, holy crap, like, what if I didn't have the money for that or whatever? Well, again, what is it called? I'm trying to think of what they call it. It's like it's a, it's your choice. It's like I had a choice. I didn't have to have the surgery done. I could have lived without the surgery. And I actually could have healed and just been normal again without having surgery, because apparently they can do something, or if you don't move your foot for a long period of time, it'll heal by itself. And then that would have been covered differently. So, like one of my kids were playing soccer in the basement a few years ago, and we had the same type of insurance. And he ran, so we have like chair molding around the basement, and he ran his head into, like, right here, his eyelash, into the corner of 2 walls where there's crown molding, and he made a mess of his face. And we took him to the major hospital in town, and he had like stitches done by a plastic surgeon and stuff, and that was like at the ER. So they pay for that immediately, so you don't have to pay for anything that is necessary and needing to be done immediately. Then they pay for that. But anything that you make an appointment and schedule, and maybe not anything, but I don't know. But the main thing is I guess I just wanted to kind of, DIY Semi had said to talk about it. I think it's a good topic. I just don't want to act like I'm trying to sell you guys on this Christian insurance. I mean, I guess I'd like to know if anyone has any better recommendations. I'm not in love with it, but for me, it works, I guess. In my family, it works, and I'm glad that there's something out there that's kind of a realistic plan for, people that don't want to just spend crazy amounts of money on quote unquote normal insurance. And so hopefully that helps. And that was just kind of my mindset of the process of evolving through obviously when I was a kid I had insurance, but I've just been building businesses since I've been 18. So there's been a lot of in and outs of having and not having insurance. But then, like I say, once we had kids, I don't even know if I was covered, if it was just Mama Bear and the 3 cubs that were covered, or I don't know how that works, but yeah. So, but now, for quite some time now, we've definitely all had insurance and everything, and I'm going to stop talking about it. All right. Have a good one.